Hello, welcome back to Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger on April 29, 2023. I know some of you are kind of wondering how come you didn't do a combo like you usually do to begin the video. I thought about it, and today I just don't feel like throwing Wesley here down to the ground, and I have to pick him back up and dance around, trying to get him to stay standing. It's such a hassle, and we don't need to do that every time. But if it makes you feel better, there you go. So, we talked extensively, really extensively, about guillotine choke, and we are not done yet. But I want to step away from that slightly because a few episodes ago, I think we talked about transitioning from guillotine choke to Krav Maga knee strike. Quick refresher: guillotine choke is when your opponent or your attacker somehow is bent over, whether they're coming in to grab your leg or trying to do a low line tackle, or you just kick them in the groin and then bend over. And you drape your arm over their neck, back of their neck, bring your forearm up under the chin, reach over, grab your own wrist with your other hand, and crank up. That's guillotine, classic guillotine, right? Of course, we already talked about a lot of the do's and don'ts. So transitioning from guillotine to Krav Maga knee strike. Left hand, let go of the right wrist. Left hand, transition to behind the right tricep. And then once you get a good hold here, then you glide your right arm over the back of the neck. So now the right arm is on the right side of the neck. Forearm lined up with the neck, hand grabbing the back, either hair or skin or cloth, to anchor your forearm in place. Okay, now before we go on, I want to say something quick here. When you transition from guillotine choke to the neck control, don't just like let go and bring your arm over. You will lose the person, okay? The moment you let go, yeah, you totally lose the person. The person can stand up and start punching, right? This is why I say you open it up, but you want to keep your arm close to your chest, to your body, and keep the pressure on the back of their neck so they can't instantly lunge upward, right? And then I'm bending my elbow, laying my forearm on the back, in the middle of their back, but my weight is still on the back of their neck. And then from here, I glide my arm over to the other side and secure my hold. Okay? So think of it as more of a glide rather than just let go. Right? So today, I want to set set you guys up with another. Well, I want to set up another move for you guys from the after we get into the Krav Maga style knee strike and neck control. I want to show you guys a nice little swept back style takedown. So we got our guillotine choke. We transition to Krav Maga knee strike. My left hand gripping the right arm behind the tricep. My right arm anchored on the shoulder and neck joint. I start throwing my knee strike like that, right? So a lot of time, very predictably, the person will do one of two things. They'll try to grab my leg when I do the knee strike, okay, because their arm's right here. But if I have this control, I'm not worried because if they grab my leg, I just extend my leg back, and since I'm anchoring their shoulder and neck in place, there's not a heck of a lot I can do, and my leg will be stronger than their grip any day, right? So that's okay. The other thing, the more annoying thing that some people will do is they'll charge forward. And if you let them start pushing you back, you will lose control of this. So there's two things you can do. Number one, if the person starts bowling forward like a ball in the china shop that's charging forward, I'm just going to drop my weight and anchor, like set my forearm right into their neck. Okay, they're not going to come forward if I have this forearm and elbow anchored into their neck because it hurts. It really hurts a lot when you try to push into this. Okay, so this is one way to do it. Now, assuming the person is really, really big and strong, you might not be able to do this, okay? Because they might have too much momentum and you are already kind of staggering backward and you can't set your weight, okay? In this case, I'm going to show you guys a nice sweep back takedown. So when the person is coming forward and I can't hold them, then I'm not even going to bother to try. I'm going to let them come forward, but I'm going to put more weight down on their back. Why am I doing that? Because when the person is lunging forward like that, from this position, uh, okay, let me show you guys. If I am walking forward, standing upright, and someone put weight down on my shoulder, it's not going to affect me because my whole body is lined up, shoulder, spine, hip, leg. Okay, so you're just pushing against my entire body when you try to drop the weight on me. However, if I'm bent over like this, like our attacker here, and try to force my weight forward, if you drop weight down on my back, direct the pressure down, there's nothing to stop me going down, right? It's very difficult to stop that because my leg and my shoulders are not lined up. Okay, so this is number one. They come forward, I start directing the weight down on their back. I'm not trying to stop them. I'm just pushing more weight down on their back. So most people, what you will see happening here is they'll go lower and lower. Their upper body droop lower and lower as they come forward. The moment that happens, I sweep my right leg back in a circular motion and twist them to the ground, right? Because there's nothing there to stop their fall. There's nothing there to stop their fall. They might be able to put their arms out to brace themselves, but that's fine. Okay? Because once we get this, once we get this takedown, okay, let me show you guys a few alternate, like a few follow-ups with this. The person come forward, I put weight down on their back, they droop, I sweep my leg away from them so they can. The reason you want to sweep your leg away is first, they won't butt up against your hip. Then if I try to drag them down and they push up against my hip, then there's a big chance of me falling down with them. I don't want that. So I want to sweep my leg out to create this space between me and them so they can fall. That's number one. Okay? Now, number two is I want the pressure to go sideways. So their pressure come toward me. If I pull or push, I'm going either with or against their pressure. Either way, it's not comfortable. But if I suddenly step around, almost like I'm sweeping to the side, this will dump their pressure totally to the wrong direction. Okay, so their forward pressure, suddenly they are going to the side. And at this point, if I twist their body, down they go, right? Now, What do we do after that? Okay, well, once I twist a person's body and they go down, assuming they don't brace with their hand, they just fall down like this. Look where they're at. They're right in front of my leg, right? This is self-defense. We're not even talking about competition, which means if they fall down like this, I'm just going to drop my knee right over their face and go down like that. I still have the arm. Okay, I still have the arm. I can break the elbow or something, but I have my whole knee over their face, right? Don't do that to your friends. Now, if I drag them and they go down on their hand, they go into like a bear walk position. That's okay. That's okay because now their back, the top of their back of their neck is to me. I can still do a lot of nasty stuff to the spine. Now, some of you that are more into MMA and Jiu-Jitsu may be a bit disappointed. You might be thinking that I was going to show you some cool arm lock, leg lock, head lock, and go down to the ground and arm bar and stuff like that. This is why this is Krav Maga, not MMA. Okay? The moment I take them down, I'm going to do something very, very painful to debilitate them or put them out of the game altogether. Like I said, uh, be nice if you're practicing with friends. Don't break their face. Uh, when you do the sweeping back with your foot and taking them down, if you are friends, remember to brace their fall. Okay, getting taken down like that can hurt a lot if you don't know what's coming. Thank you for checking out today's episode. We'll be back again tomorrow for some Soul Search Sunday. For now, have a good night.